Hello friends. Hello friends, welcome back. We are going to do a recap vid today of the tour I just did. We're going to go through numbers, we're going to go through experiences, we're going to go through things I maybe didn't miss, things that I forgot to record, sorry. Got a coffee, got my notes, it's an IKEA bookshelf. Wait. Go back. Wait. If you haven't seen the previous videos, I'll just recap you very quickly. I just did a 3-week tour of the French Alps. That was something I used to do. I used to do full-time back in, let's start in 2013. I did 3 seasons out there, but I only did them with bands. I did the occasional solo gig, I think, but predominantly I was doing it with bands, which we'll get to. Well, no, let's jump in right now. Wait, go back. So I wasn't with a band, I did it solo, which was a very new experience for me, especially for this amount of time. So I was there for 23 days. I'm looking at my notes here, just so you know I'm not ignoring you. I was there for 23 days, and in those 23 days I did 17 gigs. It was normally in a batch of 4 or 5 gigs, and then a break, and then 4 or 5 gigs and whatnot. The main 2 venues I played were bar gigs and hotel gigs. I did 1 little gig in a restaurant chalet thing that was up the mountain that I had to get a skidoo to. Link of previous video. I mentioned it in a previous video, so go check it out. But basically it was bar gigs or hotel gigs. The bar gigs, I played in 4 different bars. One of them I played twice, one of them I played 3 times, and 1 bar I was meant to play again, but I got sick. It happens. It's a cesspool of flus and colds and illnesses when you're out there, because it's very cold outside, it's very warm inside. You get people coming in from all over the world, spreading germs, and you know what it's like. So I knew I was probably going to get sick, but I was hoping to do it at the end, but it was kind of in the middle for me. But I only missed 1 gig. I had to cancel 1 gig, which was the bar I was meant to play in a second time. If I had done that, I would have pushed myself way too far and made myself iller, because, so like I said, I played in bands before out there, and in doing that you share the load. You share the load of driving, you share the load of setting up, you share the load of maybe singing the songs. Solo, it's all by yourself. You're doing all of that on your lonesome. So it's very taxing, it's very emotionally taxing, it's very physically taxing. So when I knew that I was getting sick and I wasn't going to be able to do it, I had to stop it, because pushing, if I was with a band, perhaps I could have pushed it and then sort of laid back. Other people could have stepped up in terms of stuff to help me recover whilst still working, but I couldn't do that because it would have been terrible. So I had to cancel 1 gig, which was annoying. The hotels, I played in 7 different hotels. One of the hotels I played twice. Hotels are an interesting one, because yes. Wait. Go back. I don't know if I could have done solo when I did. Yes. I don't know if I could have played solo or done a solo season before, because of my mindset that I was in back then, and I know I would have found it very difficult, because especially some of the hotel gigs. The bar gigs, you can interact with the bar staff a little bit more. There's an audience, you get people singing along, it's a bit more communal. The hotel gigs are very different to that. I was kind of told beforehand, entertain people, but don't entertain people. Be background music, but don't be background music. Which was great going into it, because that made me feel more confident with myself and more okay with the fact that there was perhaps no response for most of the time. So I really just sat back into playing the songs and enjoying being there, enjoying playing music. And there's maybe 1 or 2 people were listening or interested or tapping their foot, so I just locked in on that really. But I can see how, and this whole solo adventure that I'm embarking on is going to be something that I'm going to have to reaffirm to myself, that it can be very difficult. And if you're having a bad day or a bad gig or something's gone wrong personally or whatever, it can be really difficult because there's no one else to share the load with, of driving to the gig, of setting up, of then performing it, of trying to entertain or not entertain, depending on what, and then packing down and then driving back. Because most of the gigs that I played were, the minimum was they were half an hour away. Maximum, I think I played in a place called Alps, and that was like a 2.5-hour drive, maybe close to 3-hour drive away. Not far as a crow flies from where I was, but you have to go obviously around the mountains. Sip of coffee. Being prepared for that, knowing that it was going to be difficult, it kind of wasn't for me. Or moments would happen where I'd think previous me would have found this moment very difficult. So like playing in a hotel, there were moments when I wasn't playing to anybody. There wasn't anybody there. The staff would go off and do things they needed to do. There was no one in the lobby or restaurant area or bar area. So there were moments when I was literally playing to no one. And I think that would have really bothered me previously. But now I'm managing to sort of observe the situation and find humour in it, And when I would feel those moments coming on, I would just remind myself of where I was and what I was doing, and in disappearing into the song or trying to work out how to play it in different chord shapes on the fly, or if I loop it, do I know what key I'm in? So can I make a little solo out of it? So the hotel gigs ended up being quite fun for me because I would make it interesting for myself on the fly, kind of improvise with myself, which I kind of enjoyed. However, the bar gigs are the most fun. There's an audience. There's often a young bar staff that are just a bit more, up for a good time. So that can be more enjoyable by yourself. There's a cat there. Yes. You alright? And now I did do one gig. I want to mention this. I did do one gig, and I'm so annoyed because I set the GoPro up, pressed play, and the battery wasn't working, or sometimes you have to take it out and put it back in to get it going again. But this gig was an interesting gig because I played a band gig. The one band gig I played out there, I didn't bloody film. But the concept of it is, it was an open mic, but with a band playing, like a bandioke or what have you. And normally the band that was scheduled to do it was a 3-piece, and the guitarist and bass player had gone home, so which only left the drummer. So the lineup was myself, Troy, the drummer, and who's done it plenty of, he's done loads of seasons, he knows the score, and a guy called Ewan, who was his first season. And so we hadn't met each other properly before playing the gig, scrambled together the equipment that was needed, and so we set up, work out 2 or 3 songs we can start with. Fortunately, everybody was singing, everybody sang, so that was nice. So we played 3 songs to begin with, I think, and each one of us sang one of those songs. And then it opened up to the audience, and people would come up and be like, "Oh, can you play?" I can't remember what we played now, but Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Yeah, okay, we can do that. And then they would get up and sing, and we would play. It was great fun, very messy. Definitely, it's not going to win any Grammys what we played, but it was great fun. Great fun to play with those 2 guys. Great fun to play in a band situation with an electric, a little bit more. I took my telly with me, my Binks, the one I made, so that was a really nice sort of baptism for her to play like that. I'm waffling. Coffee. Wait. Go back. But yeah, so I think I'm divided in my head. I've divided the trip into 2 parts. The pre-being sick and post-being sick. The pre-being sick, I was on cloud 9. I was so ecstatic and so happy to be back. To be back in the mountains again is quite a spiritual experience, I think, for me. Just having those big bloody, you know what I'm saying. It's quite humbling. And then to be back amongst people that I haven't seen for like 7 or 8 years and see them again, and it's like no time has passed, was very heartwarming and just sort of wonderful and beautiful. So that made me very emotional. And then jumping back into the full-time music thing and playing out there, which was something that I had never thought there were pockets of periods over the last 7 or 8 years that I thought I'm never going to be able to do that again. So to be back there and doing it was really overwhelming. So I had moments driving around, listening to music. I remember having a burst of emotion, and obviously this is all by myself. I'm driving all by myself or setting up by myself. But I had this burst of emotion driving up to a place called La Plan. Was it? Well, I was driving, listening to Freebird, and the solo kicks in Freebird, and I just found myself getting really emotional. So that was really wonderful. Then I got sick. I spent 2.5 days in bed. Fortunately, it lined up with my days off, bar one gig I was meant to do. So that was I didn't have to interrupt my schedule too much. So I just laid in bed and watched Midsummer Murders. Then after that, and the honeymoon period had wavered and washed off, I was then very much aware of the fact that it is very hard work, and it's work. I think before, when I did all this, and maybe some people watch it or whatever, but like to do music is like also it's not really work because you're having fun. I'm having fun, but it's work as well, because even if you took the actual playing out of it, there's the prepping all the material that you need, there's the drive into the place, there's then the setting up with everything. So it was work, but work that I enjoyed, and I was massively happy to be back doing. Sip of coffee. Wait. Go back. Halfway through my first gig out there, which was in a bar gig, halfway through this, I thought, because everyone's singing, and I was really emotional to be back, and it was just, it's one. And I remember thinking, I'm gonna have to do this every year now, aren't I? I think I am, but I think I am also for financial reasons. So for me to do a full season again is not financially worth it, because I would have to pay for my place here. I then have to pay for a place to live in out there for December, January, February, March, April, May, no, about 5 months. So I've got 2 rents that I'm paying for 5 months. Then I need to pay to be out there, the cost of the fuel and eating and all that sort of stuff. And then the money that I do earn, although I would be there for a full season, is then being taxed on, and so on and so on. So the money that I would kind of earn, taking away all the things I would lose doing it, wouldn't really make sense financially. But going through my numbers of what it costs for me to get out there this time round, because I had to get the PA, I had to get the snow tyres, which so the PA I now have, the snow tyres I now have, the snow chains I now have, but I had to get them to get out there, which means that I've kind of broken around even for this trip. If I was to do a similar run next season, it wouldn't be a break even, it would be more profit. So I think I will have to do at least one more tour out there to recoup the costs of what I have had to spend, and to kind of make it financially doable. That makes sense? Wait. Go back. I hope there's been something in this video of some sort of coherent babbling, and I'm sure I've missed some stuff out, but we'll spread that over the coming videos, I suppose. Because yeah, it won't be the last tour that I do. But as a recap, I had an amazing time, and it's definitely cemented that playing music is what I want to do with my life, and knowing that I'm going to have different facets of playing. If I want to play music, I can't just do one thing. I'm going to have to do lots of different things. So having the opportunity to go out and play in this situation with what we're talking about is one of those things that I'll have to do. Am I making any sense? Christ. Sip of coffee, and then we'll sum up. Oh, that's what I wanted to say as well. I may have said in a previous video of me being out there on tour. Saw once an interview on Mary Spender's channel with Adam Neely, and they were talking about tour vlogging, and he said, if everything, I'm paraphrasing, but it's like, if everything goes good and goes normal, then the vlogging can be really boring because every day is exactly the same. And I noticed that whilst recording my, documenting the tour, is that, yeah, I drive to the gig, set up the gig, play the gig, and drive home again. I was hoping to do more videos about being out there, but I very quickly realised that it was going to be probably quite boring to watch. Also, I was getting back into the flow of doing it all. If I go out again, I think I could probably document a bit better. So if you're expecting more videos, soz. But that's where we're at. It's a continuing journey, learning as we go. So let's sum up. I had an amazing time. Yeah, it cemented what I want to do, and I am going to continue doing it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope there's been some sort of nuggets of interest in this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and follow and all that mumbo jumbo. There will be some. Now I'm back, I'm excited. Well, I'm excited. I try to be excited all the time, but now I'm back, I'm excited because I can now plan to release the music that I recorded last year, that I can now plan videos and release schedules and artworks and all that sort of business. So I'm waffling. Thank you very much for watching. I love you. Goodbye. Wait. Go back.